Alright, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Eternal What Ifs, and I'm back with another series. This series is gonna be what if Deku had the Speed Force, and I'm just gonna do that. And my fault for not making that part two of what if Deku had a lightning quirk, but like I've been thinking about some stuff. I don't know. I've been messing up on like when I was trying to making it been messing up a little bit. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead make y'all go to the intro.
Go yard.
Stay with me, little bitch. Yeah, you know that I'm your man. You be cattle like a snitch.
Alright, now that the intro's over, let's go ahead and get into the story. Alright, it starts off well and as canon, right? Deku, he everything still happening as canon. He still gets the bullet and stuff and doesn't have a crazy stuff, but one change that I'm gonna make in this story is that Deku is gonna be super intelligent. Like he's gonna be like a nerd, like science nerd and stuff. Since he didn't have a quirk, he just started focusing on studying and stuff and getting smarter. Figure out why he doesn't have a quirk and stuff. And he still wants to be a hero, but right now he just focusing on his study, right? Alright. With that, I'm just go back to the thing. Alright, story it starts off he like 4, and then like he begging his mom to go to the quirk office because he's still the same person, still want to go to the quirk doctor and stuff. I mean, still want to be a hero and still likes all my stuff like that. Everything is canon. So, Deku, his mom, Inko takes him to the quirk doctor, and the quirk doctor, gives him bad news, telling him that he's quirkless. Deku, Izuku, he just devastated because all he wanted was to be a hero, like All Might and stuff. Iko thanks the doctor and drives her home, and she tells the same thing she told him in Canada. She's sorry and stuff like that, and wish she could have did more and stuff. And after all that, Deku, he just started focusing on studying instead of like being a hero for a little minute. He decided since he can't like be a hero, he just decides to focus on his studies. He didn't completely give up on being a hero, but he decided to, instead of like keep trying to be a hero, he can focus on his studies more, right? So after that day and stuff, I'm Bakugo and them, they still bully Deku, but like they bully him more because he's like a nerd, so they bully him a little bit more. Everything that goes on until like he's 15, and the Izuku's like when he's in class one day, it's like the end of the day. His class is actually going on a field trip to Star Labs because they're gonna go they're going to Star Labs on the field trip, and they do the normal stuff at school until the end of the day. Then the teacher tells them to get on the bus, and then they're going to be going on the field trip and stuff. And when they get to Star Labs, Izuku, he just excited like more than anyone because in this one he's like a science geek, a nerd or something. So he's more fascinated and attracted to all the science stuff. When Izuku's walking like with the class, they're walking and stuff. Bakugo, he bumps into Deku on purpose. Says, "Sorry, nerd." No, he ain't say that. Now let me go back. He says, "Watch where you're going, nerd." And that's what he tells Izuku. Izuku's like, "You bumped into me," cause Izuku, even though like he been taking martial art classes since since he doesn't have a quirk, he's gonna just try martial arts, like in case he gets a quirk one day. He tells he over the years he has been standing up to Bakugo, but like sometimes he put Bakugo in his place and stuff. Alright, so he tells Izuku tells Bakugo, "You watch where you going, cause you bumped into me." That's what he tells Bakugo. Bakugo just scoffs at that and then walks away. Now, when Bakugo had bumped him, Izuku had actually bumped into a science machine thing that was in the exhibit there. It almost knocked down, but Izuku caught it just in time and put it back on the shelf thing. The day goes on and day is starlight and stuff, and that's actually the day of the particle accelerator. Izuku wants to stay. He wants to stay so he can see the particle accelerator go off, but they can't. So after the field trip's over, they all get on the bus and then go back to the school so they can head home. This one, Deku actually doesn't encounter All Might because he never since he never went in a tunnel, so he never it then got caught by the sludge villain. That means he never met All Might, and then asked him to get hero and stuff. So like I said, they all walk home after the field trip, and when Deku gets home, he actually has like a chemistry set thing, but instead like play chemistry, like chemical stuff, it's actually real. That. So on the TV, he's like messing around with his chemicals and watching the particle accelerator going off on TV. And then all of a sudden he feels like everything like shaking itself, and sees like a red energy wave coming from the particle accelerator. And Deku, he just wondering what this is. He was fascinated by it. But when a wave hit his house, a lightning bolt actually crashes from the ceiling of the house. I mean, not ceiling, but from the roof, and hits Deku. And while he gets hit, he actually bumps into his chemicals. And Inko runs up to Izuku's room because she heard like a loud noise, and wondering what that is and if Izuku's okay. So when she gets up there, she sees Izuku unconscious, knocked over by his chemicals, and she sees like a giant scorch mark on his floor. And she immediately calls the ambulance to come get Deku because he's in an unstable condition. But he literally just got struck by lightning. So when the ambulance get there, they take Deku and they run him to the emergency room because all the doctors are wondering how Deku survived getting struck by lightning, and how he was still alive. And they rush him to the operation room to do tests on him and his vitals and all that type of stuff. And they see that his heartbeat is going so fast that it seems like it stopped. So 1A actually takes him in and stabilize him and stuff, and like and recovery girl helps him and stuff. You know, after they find out that he's in a coma, you know, everyone that's close to Deku is sad and stuff, and Bakugo starts to kind of regret all the stuff that he did and how he took Deku for granted and stuff. So I'm gonna say 9 months later, Deku finally wakes up out of his coma, and he sees that he's attached to these wires and all this type of stuff and hospital stuff, and he's in the bed. You know, he's wondering where he's at, and then later he sees Recovery Girl. She goes to get like Principal Nezu and some other pro heroes like Aizawa and stuff, and they tell him that Izuku's awake. And Izuku, he said, "Oh, what am I doing here and stuff?" Like he's asking why she's there and all that. Oh yeah, hold up. Yeah, he asking why he's there and how did he get there and stuff. You know, what's her name? A recovery girl. She tells Deku the whole story about what happened up to like the point that she knows. And Deku, when she asked Deku, does he remember anything? Zuko said that he doesn't remember anything except for watching the particle accelerator. Then everything went blank. And then they tell him that he got, they tell him he got struck by lightning and stuff, and that like reflex was really fast and all that. And then they also tell him that since the particle accelerator went off, there's been people that were quirkless getting quirks, like going to the doctor and saying they got quirks now. So now they calling them middle humans and stuff, and they think that he's a middle human since like everything about him really basically sped up and stuff. So after all that, like they ran some tests on him and asked him if he's okay and stuff, they released him. And Deku he walked out, or the guys feel like catch a cab or something, whatever, then go home. You know, he just in his thoughts like thinking like that how could he miss the 10 months of training, and thinking that he only has 1 month to train before the for the incident comes. So with that, Deku, he takes a cab and he goes home. They informed Inko about this, and they tell her that he's gonna be taking a cab and going back to his home. And he arrives home. He arrives to a ginormous hug from his mother. And she's like asking him if he's okay. Do he need to like rest a little bit? Inko just worrying about him and stuff. Deku, he tells Inko that he's fine and that he actually feels good, like nothing feels wrong with him and stuff. Inko tells him that that's good, and then that maybe he should take it easy for a little bit. And Deku, he says okay. Inko also tells him that during his coma, that Bakugo has been by his side all the time and stuff, like not by his side, but like has been like sitting there with him and stuff throughout his coma. Deku, he says, oh really? No, he thinks like, why would Bakugo be nice to him and stuff, like, and care for him and stuff when he was in coma, but he really doesn't think much of it. Then he tells his mom that he's gonna be going out for a walk, like, or a jog, just to make his muscles like get back in shape and all that type of stuff. So Deku, he goes to what's that beach called, Dagoma Beach or something like that, I forgot. But he goes to that beach and he arrives there. It really isn't no trash because no, it's still trash there. So Deku decides to try to clean it up, and he decided that it could be good training for him. So like when he's on the beach, when he jogging and stuff, he actually freaking like super speed all the way across the beach, like to the end of the beach. Like Deku like wondering like how can he do this, and like he thought he was quirky and stuff, but he thinks to himself he finally has a quirk and stuff. But then he remembers what Principal Nezu said, that people that were quirkless are starting to get quirks now. I mean, they're starting to get powers now from the particle accelerator, they think. So he's like think that he still doesn't have quirk, but he's still excited that he has a power at least. So Deku, he tries to find out more about this ability that he has. Since ever since he read that fact, he was like wondering like, does he have super speed? So he's been trying it out, and he's like 2 weeks later, he actually got a handle on it a little bit, because he's way smarter, so he got a good grasp on it, on his speed a little bit. So now he can run like at super speed at will, and he can like run fast as heck, man. And he won this like why is there like a lightning trail after like when he runs? So he's thinking about that and think about what he can do with it. And maybe he can shoot lightning and stuff like. So after the months are over, like he has gained a couple abilities. Like he's now able to throw his lightning. He doesn't have like a complete grasp over it, but like he figured out how he can do it a little bit now. So he also can find out that he can. Well, I ain't gonna do that. He can like transfer some of the lightning to like his hands or something, or his legs or something. Like use it, use the lightning like in different parts of his body if you want to, like super speed. So he feel like he could like put it in his hand and like shoot speed, punch somebody on the hardest head and all that stuff. But I ain't gonna go into all his abilities. Now I'm gonna skip on all the way to go to the U.S. entrance exam. Deku gets ready for the exam, and his mom with Inko wishes him good luck. And he heads out the door and catches the train to Iguay. And when he gets there, he sees like lots of people and all that. And this one, he actually doesn't trip over his own foot. So he never met not Inko, but Uraraka. He walks in the building. This is not the practical exam, the one when they got to do the test. Deku's completely confident about this, and he still mutters to himself. So Ida still calls him out for that. Deku, he just tell him sorry for that and all that stuff. Then like after everyone's done with the test, President Mike announces that they're gonna be doing a practical exam with the robots and stuff. And he tells them about the 3-pointer, the 1-pointer, and the 2-pointer and stuff. But then he didn't even say the 3-pointer before. Either a blue-haired boy shot out from his seat, and he called out President Mike for not announcing the 0-pointer and forgetting about it, and that this isn't how teacher one of the most prestigious schools is supposed to act and stuff like that. President Mike just plays it off like telling him that he was gonna say that before Ida interrupted him. Ida apologizes and he sat down. So after Prismite explains all the robots and tells them it's best to avoid the zero pointer. So after all the contestants, they head out to like a different like stations, and I think they go at station A, at City A or something like that. So they head out to different stations, and Deku he decides to go to the front. And cause he thinks he has a better chance of destroying more robots, since he's gonna be in the front and have more time to go in and stuff. But as he's heading to the front of the line and stuff, Ida actually comes up to Deku, and he's telling her, "Don't you go up there and disrupt that young lady's concentration and stuff." Deku just tells him that he's not going up there to talk to her and mess with her and stuff. He's actually going up there to, he's just trying to get to the front of the line so he can have a better chance of getting more robots. And Ida just sit there embarrassed, and he apologizes to Deku for his actions and stuff. But before anything else, he can say anything else, the door opens, the door opens, and Deku, he just blitzes up in the city, up in the artificial city and stuff. And while he's going, he comes across a 3-pointer and a 2-pointer together. So he charges his fist with lightning, and he punches he straight up punches the head off the machine, off the the robot off the 3-pointer, and he channels lightning to his foot, to his leg and stuff, and he kicks the 2-pointer. He just zooming around the arena, not the arena thing, but the edges of that thing, destroying robots throughout the way. And he racked up about, I'm gonna say, 300 hero points. And along the way, he been helping people that couldn't take down the robots. So he got a couple of hero points, but he didn't know that. So he got 300 and some robot points. And then they all of a sudden Deku, he hears everyone hears a rumble or something, they feel the ground shaking beneath them and stuff. Then they see a ginormous robot, a 0-pointer, heading towards them. Everyone runs the other way, trying to avoid the 0-point, President Mike said. But as Deku is about to run out the way to towards the door and stuff, he hears girls screaming for help and stuff. She's a blue-haired, and this is actually a blue-haired girl trapped under rubble, about to get squished by the 0-point. So before the foot squished the girl, Deku, he runs over there, grabs the rubble, and pulls her from under it. And he runs her to recover the girl, and he runs back to the 0-point and throws a giant lightning bolt at it, shutting it down and putting a giant hole through the chest of it. The teachers up in on the thing, monitoring the kids and stuff. They're amazed at what Deku can do, and they really not that surprised. They knew that he had super speed, but they didn't know that he can throw lightning and put lightning over your fist and stuff and all that. So with that, he just walks out of the engine now, and he thinks that he already got in. Like, he really knows. Like this one, he's like a little bit more confident in himself, and he's not like a wuss like he was in season 1 of Canon up in regular My Hero. So, he head home, and like I'm gonna say like a week later, he gets a letter. He gets a letter from UA saying that he got in. He really already knew that he got in because he's confident in his ability. He tells his mom and stuff. They go out to celebrate and that he got in and stuff. And I said, actually, a couple days later, like 3 days later or something, it's his first date at UA. And it's his first day at UA, and he takes a train to the school. When he just running around this campus looking for class 1A. Oh, and that girl that he saved in the entrance exam, it was I almost forgot. It was actually Nejire. And if you're wondering why she was at the entrance exam, she was just there to like check up on the students and see how they're doing up in the entrance exam and stuff. She got trapped on the rope because she was trying to see if any of them would, like, try to help her and stuff. See if they had a heroic heart, but none of them did except for Izuku. So, he had, he talked to her for like a little bit when he took her to the recovery guy. He grabbed her number. That's that. I covered that because I almost forgot. So, after roaming around the campus for a little bit, he finds a ginormous door that says 1A. So he walks in and he sees the same blue-haired kid that was messing with him and the Instagram and stuff, yelling at Bakugo at Bakugo. Deku, he walks over there and he says, "Sup, Bakugo?" Bakugo says, "Huh?" Like, how did this? Like, he like, how do you get into UA and like especially one class 1A? Deku like tells him that he has a quirk now. Bakugo like, how? That's impossible and stuff. Like, then Deku just says he just maybe he just late bloomer and stuff. So he has his quirk and stuff. Then he thanks Bakugo for sticking by him when he was in his coma. Then Bakugo he's denying it because he doesn't really want to like accept, not accept, but like to like freaking confirm what he says and stuff. Cause like, he's embarrassed and he just tells him that he wasn't there, but Deku knows that he was. I can't really explain like that, so I'm just gonna say it the best I can. And everyone in the class, it's just they being rowdy and noisy and stuff. And from the desk that's in front of the class, a man in a yellow sleeping bag like arises, like comes out of it. And they like wondering, like they asking who he is and like what he doing here and stuff. He told them that his name is Shota Aizawa, but they can call him Mr. Aizawa until like he's going to be their homeroom teacher for the rest of the time they're going to be in UA. So he tells them that they're going to be doing a test, like a quirk assessment test. Quirk assessment test outside on the training ground E, I believe. So he pulls out a remote and suitcases pop out of him and tells them to put them on the clothes that a minute. And everyone, they head to the gym, to like the not gym but like the locker rooms. And while they putting on their clothes and stuff in the locker room, Deku sees Mandela trying to peep on that girl's locker room. So he walks over to Mandela and zaps him like with lightning. Tells him that that's not very hero-like to peep on ladies. And Mandela just says, "I'm sorry. I won't try it again," because he sees how built Deku is. Because Deku is actually more built because of how he been training with martial arts and karate and stuff. So he's more built and all that. And what's his name? Mineta, he actually felt the lightning that shocked him and stuff. So he backs down and tells him that he's not gonna do it again. And after everyone gets changed and they head out to the training ground. While they're there, Aizawa throws Deku the ball and tells him to throw it as far as he can because he has the most scores on entries in. Bakugo is anybody's like how he thinks how did he get the most scores? He thought it was gonna be him. And when he's about to, and as I would tell him that he can use powers and stuff as much as he wants as long as he stays in a circle. So Deku said, of course, yes, now so Deku he runs around like a small circle, basically creating like a mini tornado, but like, he doesn't let it get out of hand. But his hand is also covered, like his arm also covered in lightning. So when he stops, he launches the ball as far as he can. So he gets around 1,500 meters. And, everyone else gets the score they did in canon, except Bakugo. Cause when he seen that Deku threw the ball that far, he pushed him to throw it just a little bit more farther. Because in canon he got 705 meters, but I'm gonna say in this one he got 708 meters or whatever. Since he tried to throw it as far as he can, since Deku threw it that far. All the tests go as canon for everyone else except for Deku, because Deku demolishes almost all the tests that he's given. In the grip screen test, he almost breaks it because he coats his hand in lightning and then pushes down on the machine as fast as he can. And on the speed test, there really isn't any competition for him. He blitzes the race. In the long jump, he jumps over the whole thing. All the other stuff, push-ups and all that, he demolishes everything. And at the end, he has first place, and he has first place in everything. So Bakugo is angry, and he charges up an explosion and tries to charge at Deku. But when he tries to throw an explosion at Deku, his quirk doesn't work. And he's wondering why it doesn't work. Then Aizawa tells him that if he has one more outburst, that he will be expelled from UA. After that, Bakugo, he's still mad as heck, but he calms down just a little bit. Over the next day, they actually have hero training. So when they walk into class, Aizawa tells them that they're gonna be having another teacher today. Tell them that they're gonna be doing hero training. So half of the day goes as normal, they just doing work and learning about heroes and stuff, how to be heroes and stuff. And half the day they get to find excited. They was excited the whole day because they want to know who their hero teacher is gonna be. So they know that All Might's gonna be working at UA, but they don't know like what position he's gonna be working. So when after a little bit they hear like loud stomping noises coming from the hallway. Like after like a minute later, like all my bust like literally bust through the door, saying walking through the door like a normal person and stuff like that, like he said canon. And the class is excited because they have the #1 hero symbol of peace to be the like the hero trainer teacher and stuff, hero teacher. And he pulls out the same type of remote that Aizawa has, and put in that suitcases come out. But he tells them that these are like hero costumes. And they all like go to the locker room, put on a hero costume and stuff. When they come out, they see each other's costume. But in this one, Deku's costume is way better than it was in canon. And it's gonna be basically on the screen so y'all can see it. It's gonna be on the screen basically the whole time, so y'all can see what it looks like. And his lightning is actually green. I forgot to mention that. Instead of like being red, it's actually green. And his suit is green too. It's basically the same suit, but like minor changes to it. So everyone like they admiring each other's suit and stuff, and they get ready. They go to the training ground to pull names to see which team they're gonna be on this team. Alright guys, this is where I'm gonna end off the video because I'll cover the hero training in the next part. And with that, if y'all like the video, subscribe and comment. And actually comment some suggestions like on what if videos y'all want me to do. And with that, it's your boy Eternal What Else, and out.